Today I fucked up by not waiting long enough to have sex after having stitches removed. TL, drive. I didn't wait long enough to have sex after getting stitches removed, and I bled inside my girlfriend's vagina. As I write this, I lay here in bed, next to my woozy girlfriend, waiting for the blue balls to hit me. I noticed a small bump on my penile shaft about a month ago, and a little over a week ago I decided to figure out WTF it was. I posted on r/askdocs. But you know that everyone on Reddit has a tendency to assume the worst. I knew for certain that it couldn't be HPV or any other STD, but Reddit told me otherwise. Next day, last Thursday, I went to the dermatologist to get it figured out. At the dermatologist, she identified it as a cyst. She removed it, and the first time I had stitches, they were in my cock. To add insult to injury, the nurse lady that helped was someone I had a crush on in high school. Anyway, I immediately think, oh shit, I can't have sex with my girlfriend for 8 days. We have a healthy sex life, and I wasn't happy about having to wait. 8 days go by, and now we're here, present day. I'm so excited to get my stitches out. In other words, the day I get to have sex again. I double checked and asked the nurse twice if I could have sex. She told me yes, everything is back to normal. Oh hell yeah. Hours go by as I'm thinking about finally having sex again. It's great. It feels amazing. I've missed it. As I get nearer to finishing, and I continue thrusting, I think to myself, wow, she hasn't been this wet before. I pull out to move positions so that the important pull out is easier. Babe, you're bleeding. Or I'm bleeding. I looked on the underside of my ding-a-ling, and sure enough, my closed scar was no longer closed. Blood covered my scrotum. It looked like we had sex on the heaviest day of her period. I bled inside her. She rushed to get me a band-aid, but she had to wipe herself up first. Again, just to make it worse, she's terrified of blood. She once passed out just from seeing a pimple bleed, so she has to take a break to breathe and try not to throw up. Well, yep, I fucked up. If you just got stitches taken out of your dick, I know how horny you are. However, give it more time than I did. Don't do what I did. Pictures for you weirdos that want to see. Edit, all is well. Bleeding stopped soon after. It looks fine this morning, no signs of infection. I don't plan on going back to the doctor unless it continually bleeds or has any other kind of discharge or discomfort. I plan on routinely applying Vaseline and or Neosporin. Thanks for the comments and the awards. TL, drive. I didn't wait long enough to have sex after getting stitches removed, and I bled inside my girlfriend's vagina. All is well. The pics were the promise at the end of a rainbow. /make me suffer. I scrolled through there for 30 seconds, the sub lived up to its name. This is how you post to today I fucked up. Bravo. I appreciate it. I only had to have my dick bleed to be here. Wear a condom, that way you don't bleed in her and you avoid unwanted pregnancy, since the pull-out method isn't 100% effective. Okay y'all, I get that there are reasons to pull out besides preventing pregnancy. It wasn't intended as serious advice, just more of an add-on to the joke of wear a condom so you don't bleed in her. Fuck, why did I click the pictures link? Literally not even bad, it's just a cut on some skin, dude. Today I fucked up by unwittingly sending a sex tape to my dentist. This FU started around 1 AM this morning, but the realization of the FU was only 9 hours ago. The today is pretty fitting, I'd say. Too long didn't read, at the end. Work has been pretty stressful over the last couple months, on top of all the other crazy out in the world which you all are dealing with too. I've always had a bad habit of clenching my jaw when I'm frustrated, and there's been plenty of frustration to go around. By December, I was fighting some pretty substantial pain in my jaw. I figured I knew the score, but I brought it up to my doctor during a checkup. He diagnosed me with TMJD, and told me to see my dentist before he tried to figure out a course of treatment. Yesterday was my appointment. My dentist agreed there was a problem, but since I'd already begun the basic recommendations I found online, concentrating on keeping my jaw relaxed during the day, sticking to soft foods, not chewing gum, she wanted to see how badly I was grinding my teeth at night. She set me up with a bruxism monitor, which would tell her what was happening to my teeth and jaw while I was sleeping. The monitor consists of a plastic box with a chest strap, a waist strap, a collar clip, numerous wires and probes which get taped to your jaw and behind your ear, cannulas which go up your nostrils, and a pulse oximeter you strap to your wrist and forefinger. These devices are designed for data collection, not comfort, and I have a hard time falling asleep anyway. I'm ridiculously particular about lying on my now injured side, not wearing a shirt to bed, and so far I've done a pretty good job of not accidentally strapping a tangle of wires and plastic boxes to myself or putting tubes up my nose, as part of my bedtime rituals. So with all these extra annoyances, I'm expecting sleep to be hard to come by. I put the devices on and cinch or tape everything into place, take my sleeping pill, and go to bed early with the hopes of drifting off soon, despite all the electronic whifflegidies. But as the evening hours go by, and it gets later and later, I'm getting more and more irritated. My wife is a night owl, I'm an early riser. We're not usually both awake after midnight. And now I'm in desperate need of something to knock me out, because not even the Ambien is getting the job done. The kids are asleep, and our goodnight kiss gets a little out of hand. So we decide to make use of the pent-up energy, and indulge in a little toe curling. It's a nuisance trying to build a blanket monster while I'm still plugged into the matrix, but half an hour later we've put 3 or 4 arrivals on the board between the two of us, and we're both drowsy enough to call it a night. Mission accomplished. The Bruxis and monitor went back to the office this morning, and a few hours later I get a call from my dentist. As predicted, I've been grinding my teeth in the night. We talk about different options like a splint, Botox injections, the usual stuff. Then, super casually, she says, and you should be aware that you snore in your sleep. That's good to know, says I. How do you figure that out? Oh, she says, there's a microphone on the monitor. It helps us determine snoring and sleep apnea. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, yes. Fellow Redditors, along with my various vital signs, my dentist received an audio copy of all the many noises which occurred during the night. The kissing, the foreplay, the 30-something's lame attempts at dirty talk, the arrivals, the whole bit. All the bits. So many bits. I'm normally a pretty good with words, roll with the punches kind of guy. Yet somehow I don't have a response prepared for this particular situation. I mean, obviously I can't ever go to my dentist's office again. My wife, who tends to be the more vocal of the two of us, was brimming over with pertinent questions when I told her. Mostly variations on how on earth could you be so stupid as to not realize you were wearing a wiretap to bed? Exclamation mark. Which is a fair point. I do now vaguely remember Doc telling me it could pick up any sounds of snoring in the room, whether it was from me or not. This is incredibly handy information to have for after I build my time machine. I probably said words of some sort to my dentist before hanging up, but hell if I know what they were. I doubt I'll have to worry about my jaw or my snoring anymore. I fully expect my wife to smother me with a pillow in my sleep tonight. Too long didn't read. I wore an electronic monitor to bed and ended up supplying my dentist with an audio recording of sexy time. I just wish I was brave enough to ask the office to send me a copy. P.S. A while back I posted another "Today I fucked up," the day I accidentally interrupted a guy pleasuring himself while he was sitting in the back of his work truck. Perhaps this is karma of some kind. I'm not sure why my fuck-ups have to be of a sexual nature, but I certainly hope this squares me with the universe. Just wondering how much time the dentist will have trying to listen to the whole night recording. Most probably they would be looking at some kind of waveform charting by the computer, which can be gone through within a few minutes. I mean, that's obviously what I've been hoping for, that they just skip to the part where the patient is sleeping. What I was supposed to have done was to put on all of the paraphernalia, but not hit the start button until I was settled in, and falling asleep. Instead, I activated it immediately. So I'm guessing she had to fast forward through it until she found the part where I actually went to sleep. I've no doubt she heard at least a couple seconds of one of us having a no face. Blanket monster and arrivals were all new terms for me. Took me a second to figure that out. Sorry you got into an innocent tight spot with your wife. Sounds like you weren't informed that an audio recording was being taken ahead, so you sound innocent to me. Sorry you got into an innocent tight spot with your wife. On that point, I'm not sorry in the least. This is not getting the love it definitely deserves. Smiley face, no worries. Got plenty last night. Yo. Haha, you probably made that dentist's day. This is amazing and very brilliantly told. Kudos to you and your wife. She's definitely the brains of the operation. Also the looks of the operation. And the talent, if I'm being honest. Actually, I don't really know what I bring to the table. Hopefully she doesn't ever figure out what a bum deal she's getting. Today I fucked up by giving dirty instructions to my students. So this isn't today but for the entirety of my teaching career. Many of my students are learning English and I know enough Spanish to be able to give them their instructions in English then Spanish. Yesterday I was showing off to my friend who's a native Spanish speaker and she bursted out laughing. Apparently I've been putting the accent on the wrong syllable when I say the word page. Página. When I say it, it sounds like I'm saying vagina in Spanish. I've essentially been telling my students to open their books to vagina 127 or to scroll down to vagina 2 for 13 years. No wonder why I got some funny looks through the years. Thought it was just my accent. TLDR, when giving instructions to my students in Spanish, I've been mispronouncing the word page so it has sounded like I'm saying vagina. Leviosa, not Leviosa. This make me laugh a lot. As a student, we were playing a game where our teacher would pick 2 words and you would have to write one down, seeing if you knew at least one. One of her choices, spit or swallow, made sense they were in the same section, but still. Bahahaha, okay that tops mine. Don't be sad, ha 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 ha. Spanish, Portuguese and similar are the type of language where a tonic syllable can change everything. An example of my native language, Portuguese, rolar, means to roll, but underscore rolo underscore, means underscore dick underscore and rolenu it's a bird. I checked Google Translate. The pronunciations sound quite similar for me. Woman face palming. Yeah, I'm pretty mortified, ha ha ha. Thankfully I'm sure they know my blunder comes from good intentions.